In Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, there was Vasudev Dutta. He was such a humble servant of every living being. He didn't care who did what. Let them all go back to Godhead, and I'll take the summation of all their sins on my head and suffer hellish conditions perpetually. It breaks my heart to see people suffering in forgetfulness of you. My Lord, this has been my desire for a long time. I beg you, grant me this one benediction. I want nothing else. Lord Chaitanya was weeping, because he meant it. What a service attitude. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu said, it is not a surprise that you are speaking like this, because you are Prahlad Maharaj. That was the mood of Prahlad. And when asked for any benediction, Prahlad asked for basically two things. One is, let me never forget you. Two is, give my father liberation. And he also asked, as long as there's one conditioned soul who's forgetful of you, let me remain in this material world to help them to remember you. Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard Vasudev Dutta's prayer, his limbs were trembling. He couldn't even speak. That was his love for the quality of this Vaishnava. No envy. A devotee is praying and longing to be well-wisher. Now obviously we are very, very far from this state of consciousness. We cannot imitate. And sometimes we're so far from that state of consciousness, every time we look inside our hearts, we become discouraged. But we should be encouraged. If we simply understand what the standard is, and we pray to develop these qualities, we pray to be sincere, to serve those who have these qualities. We pray for the strength to follow in the footsteps of those who have these qualities. And we really sincerely understanding our diseased condition, we dive deeply into hearing Srimad Bhagvatam. We dive deeply into associating devotees and trying to serve the devotees and appreciate devotees. And we dive very, very deeply into the process by which, if done with the proper sincere attitude, can awaken that divine love and all of the qualities of a pure Vaishnava. The chanting of the holy names. Cheto Darapana Marjanam. The chanting of the holy names uncovers, reveals the divine love that is within us. As we see how far we are, we should very, very sincerely, earnestly take shelter of attentively chanting the holy names. We need it. It's the only means. When that envy, when that lust, when that arrogance comes from our heart, anger, greed, God, I'm so far, but I have the means. How do we respond? By checking those propensities, by living with the proper service attitude, but most of all, by curing the disease at its very root, by taking shelter of the chanting of the holy name. Now one may think that now I'm a very sinful person with all these anartas in my heart. So yes, I have to take shelter of the holy name. There's no recourse. And I have to behave and speak properly. Service to Vaishnavas and taking shelter of the holy name. That's all that's required. What happens when I get purified? And then this arrogance and this lust, pride, greed, anger, illusion, they start subsiding. Does that mean I won't have to take shelter of the holy name? It's not like that. Because as you become purified, you see yourself as more fallen. That is the most amazing quality of Vaishnavism. The higher you get, the more you think you're fallen. And the more you think you're fallen, the higher you go.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.